Well, good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing this morning? On this awesome day we've been issued, allotted. What a privilege. Thank you so very much for deciding to come hang out with us this morning. If you'd like to join us in a very sincere, heartfelt, absolute, honest, plumb true prayer, whose Father? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thine kingdom come, thine will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thou is the power, the kingdom, and the glory forever. In Yeshua Mashiach, King of the new heaven and earth, we pray, exalt, lift up, glorify. Amen. What a blessing, people. What a blessing. Another awesome day. And oh, Mr. L, thank you so very much. linswarriors.org. Thank you for helping us children. And Mr. L, as far as Gump goes, oh, much worse, much more sinister, evil than, well, you know. You already know. Just your response is indication of, some people they start with the anger and then the fear and the disappointment, and then the betrayal sets in, and you start scratching your head going, God, how could I have been so blind? Well, welcome to humanity. Confuse, control, conquer. It's a major monstrosity. In magnitude. Gonna come. Greater things than these you shall do. Really? Potency? No. Omnipotence is returning through that magnitude. Ooh. What a blessing. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Don't be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. It's a precious thing to waste. As a human, as a person thinketh, so they are. Is, was, will forever be. Takes that which isn't and makes it as if it were, as if it always was, as if it are. Gorgeous, Hannah. Absolutely gorgeous, sweetheart. I didn't get the indication yet, so I may have to rerun this, but that's fine. I'd let the boss know. Oh, Matthew, he's so understanding. Matthew 25, and then there's always Matthew 7. One of my favorites, judge not, yet you be judged, for in the same measure. Always in even scales. You judge, it will be judged unto you. You hypocrite. How can you say to your beloved, you have a speck in your eye, and the whole time you yourself have a plank? First, see, it said first. There's always that if. First. There's an order of things. It said first, remove the plank from your own eye so you can see clearly enough to... It's amazing. So, Matthew, he's like, it's all right, just let me know when you get here. I got to stop by his house, get that paver. Trying to be a little quiet. People are, they usually sleep in on Sunday, the first day of the week. but it would seem Monday is the new Sunday. You know, another manic. Went from Upchuck Monday or Upchuck Super Bowl Sunday to Upchuck Monday. Now Manic Monday is a new Sunday. So he knows I'm going to be a little late. Oof, witchy poo. Oh. It's amazing what the Lord will and who he'll use to. Here, let me walk you through here, bro. Well, hello. I'm going to try to run one from here real quick. Oh, this has got to go. This has got to go. This thing is. It's time. I had a big old rip in it the other day. It's time. This dog don't hunt, Mr. L. Nope. It's time to retire out. You know, I hate to do it. We've been through a lot together. I bought this just down the road there, right down from Alonzo's. At a yard sale. I bought his whole yard sale out. About 6 years ago. Almost 7 years ago. I seen that sign go up the day before. I watched him setting it up there on his little farm. And I went, man, that looks like some nice stuff. I seen him setting the sign up, and I was there about 37 minutes early on my little old bike. I had a seat on it. Absolutely. Oh, we don't want it to ride our bicycle anymore. No, another one, we're done. Now we're stomping on it. Oh, I get carried away and I forget sometimes. Oh, yeah, this has got to go. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to use this as just as a rag. It'll load this up. Oh, this is a heavy suck, this generator. Oh, but it works really, really well. It's already paid for itself twice. I'm on the third round now. I've got everything loaded up for today's festivities. Gutters and a roof. Duplex Matthew just bought. So if you ever know anybody who's got to get rid of all of them. All of them gotta go. Bear with me, people. Ugh. I knew you'd see it our way. Okay. Whew, I'm getting old. I need to grab a couple of these too. What we got under here? Isn't that neat? That lawnmower, it kicks it out the side. That Toro, that's actually an old Honda motor. Look, it says right there Honda. I didn't know that. I didn't know Toro made Honda. And I got, speaking of my weed eater, Donnie, I want my weed eater back, boy. And then these, I left these out all night to get some sun. You can see this one here's got some kind of either it's either toxic from too much fertilizer or it's lacking something, probably CalMag or something. So I'm trying to let it get a little bit of sun. These are really nice. Tawana gave me those. She kills everything she gets. I don't know how she's really good at doing that. I love her. I couldn't get them seeds, honeybee. I couldn't get them seeds to sprout. Tried sharing that. 49. Congratulations, your tweet got 49. I went, oh God, Mr. L. I got me a big old fix of dopamine squirt. Get your mind out of the gutter. We got off the soda pop. Now we're just the lollipop kids. My little old lunch. That's what I'm going to have for lunch. And then hopefully I'll be filling these tags and we'll be having jerky. We'll be having jerky for lunch. It's all mixed nuts. I guess I should pull these off here now. It's kind of, I didn't even know what that was all about. I just had to put my 2 cents in there, I guess. Then I found these glasses. They got a battery in them. These 3D glasses. I found these. Had this furniture all this time and didn't know they had little secret compartments. Serious. This whole time. Look. Now, where would you think? A little trivia. A little fun. I put this on there. See, on we had to have something. If I would have thought about this furniture before I went ahead and bought it, I wouldn't have, because there's no place to lay down, although I don't, not quite yet. We're still working on it. But still, even my little short butt, I can only get comfortable, in so many positions on that little old thing. Although I do like that's kind of like royalty. But back to the point. Trying to trade this dang thing, all these reclined, it's a gaming situation. It's not my deal. But I had to have something and the price was right. And I'm sure the guy's wife, I'm almost certain she wanted him to get rid of it for the same reason why now I want to trade it. But look at this. All this time I didn't realize, damn, look at this, little compartments. Every single one of them got a little old drawer. Plus all these drawers, or these little, ain't nothing in there ever really. 6-pack of beer. But incense. That's all. And just anyway, those compartments down there. Isn't that something? So what was I gonna? Oh, the greed. The greed. I need to just run this right here because I see it was firing up. Didn't hear it. Didn't give me an indication it was on, but I got the third one. The one out of the three that I used to get won most certainly every time I was on. I knew that my record time for failed attempts, and I wouldn't call it failure. Oh, they were looking, going, watch, watch this one, man, he's gonna flip out. Oh, we're done giving you our blood. Alive and living. It was 2 days. I was so exhausted, people. I love you guys so much. I was so exhausted. I just over and over, and I'd pull over so I wouldn't, when there was cars coming stuff, all the way across the United States, I'd pull over trying to run. For 2 days, I tried running. Boy, they ain't gonna stop us. No way. But I might not make it out of here if I get a little too loud. So I better keep it down. I get a little zealous. I get a little happy, a little slappy. All right, I'm gonna run one from here. I got something to share with you. That pinball, that greed. I used to play the exact same pinball machine down in Renton. Before we moved in down on Burnett Street, right across from McLendon's. Literally right down the street from the Cedar River. Where years before, oh man, it was my birthday. Something has to die in order for it to. It's always that seed, And thank God for that interceding spirit of truth, because boy, I was about ready to just. I'd have been right there at the gates of hell. I would have washed that little old Donnie Steen, would have washed right on up right there at old Billy Boy's house. It wouldn't have been Kill Bill. It would have been, little old shit. Well, see, because they can't even kill a little circus mouse. They're failures. Well, Mr. Bojangles did a little dance on them. Mr. Oh, God, dang it. I'm going to get in some big trouble. I mean, we do care, because we want to be respectful. God is love, and love is respect. It's the trust that's earned. It's the trust. Oh, did you guys see? I did a little tester. Here. A little tester, a little Gorilla Glue. Remember that old Tester's glue? Oh, God. She's like, what are you doing with that baby? What's in that? And then they made the stuff that, gosh. I tell you about my two native buddies that used to hoof paint. And then the one watched his brother drowned after trying to retrieve an empty can that he had thrown into the lake. I was just testing out the different tips on that burn, and this stuff burns really fast. Really fast. The cedar is, see, this is what it does right here. When it dries, these cracks. Now, had I not made that relief cut in the back, it would have been way more brutal than this. So, because it's beyond the carving, it's just, I could carve it. It's just not like it. It's not like it. I know exactly why it is. they instruct you to well, thank you. It's about time. But hey, we'll take it anyway. They instruct you to carve it while it's still fresh and wet, and then cover it when you're not working on it so it doesn't dry out. Because it just doesn't. It's like cutting straw, literally cutting straw. That was the definition. I'm like, what do you mean cutting a bunch of bundled straws? Now I know exactly. Plastic, imagine, it doesn't work. They're real fibrous and just they don't care how sharp your knife is, it don't work right. They're made to be carved while they're drying out, so you just become one with that piece. That cedar will last. Isn't that something? It's one of the lightest and yet durable, long-lasting. It's got longevity, and I mean those cedar shakes, man, they last from forever. Shut your pie hole and get this dang thing running. About the greed. Oh, that's what it was. It was about the greed. Now you're getting greedy. Let's see. It was the greed. Oh yeah. The only illustration I could find with the Twilight Zone on that pinball was the one I shared yesterday, and I'm like, oh, God, we've gotten so far beyond that. But humble. He said humble. And did you just see how the guy he was so skillful? I'll tell you that one. He didn't even tilt it, and he almost had the ball from going right down the pipe. And they have to have some kind of electrolysis, some kind of magnet that pulls that ball right down that little old right down the pipeline right there, right down the crapper, right down the old Johnny boy. And I know it's Thomas, doubting Thomas, but it's a goal. It's a standard you'd have to. It's all in here. But that man that owned the I forgot the name of it down in Renton. That's where I was going. Take the children to say he was just born. We'd take the bus down. It was funner with the bus. I'd sit on the back. I knew everybody on the damn. We didn't matter if we were going from one city to the other I always knew somebody, and on the back of the bus, that's where I sat, right on the motor, the windows open, and we'd have a little party on the city bus, and we'd stop in, and before we go see Forrest, there at I'd play some pinball, and I'd play all the games, and then I got real fond of the Twilight Zone. And now I know why. Because I just had to touch that door. Oh, look. Look, and I threw that bread away. So I had to touch that door. Little chicks. You little shit. You're all right. Look, it's pecking its reflection. Created us in his image. See, we have dominion over the birds of the air. Look. Hey, Mama, you hungry? Look at you, better get out of the mirror. Your baby's... She's already had a few of them ate, and I can tell there's a few missing. So I'd sit there. Sometimes I got so fortunate enough to get intimate. And I spent quite a few quarters. It took. I'd bring a roll of quarters down there, but it wasn't long. And then I better give her something to eat. I wasn't supposed to do this, but technically, that'll keep her from eating that. The neighbor's Willie's Grilly. All up in your grill, Will. Here, let me just give him the whole piece. Didn't you see that? Anyway, so Cecilia or Tawana and them, they'd get tired of waiting. and they'd head up to Forrest's house, which was just a block up the street, and the owner would come out, and he wouldn't say nothing at first, but after a while, did you see that Powerball, the white one? It was like almost like a smoky silver. Well, we'd get like 7 of those to come out at one time, and that pyramid with an eye, that all-seeing eye, the Illuminati sign up there, you couldn't really see it by the angle of the guy's camera, but when you there's a bunch of different features you're not seeing, and when you line those up in combination, that ball will go up onto that feature, and it's 2 holes, and you're trying to. It's actually a puff of air. It's either a puff of air or some electric something that a magnet that keeps that ball joggles it in between the sides, so it doesn't get sucked down the pipe. I got to get going. I got to get going. But this one I'm doing piecework. It's not, because normally he'll pay me 260. That's some 260 a day. But I give him a day's worth of work. I give him 2 days worth of work, at the cost of just one person. So, hey, that is true. So either it was a puff air, and you had to use the paddle switches in order to keep that ball from, once it gets hopped up into that feature up top where that Illuminati, that's actually an eye. It's actually a pyramid with an eye in it. Oh, do you love that little time? And we'll just start running it backwards. Oh, beautiful. It's just beautiful. It all just comes around full circle. And that thing would start crack, 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 crack. I'd end up leaving so many games on that thing. And people that were the other kids and just the families and individuals that were playing their own games, sometimes they'd act like they weren't, you know how you do sometimes when someone's doing real well on something, you just, damn, that was my last quarter too. You get them to remember pole position. Woo, that was a fun one. All right, now I'm definitely getting way off track. So, but that was a fun one. That old pinball. That was one of my favorites. Was Twilight Zone. That was one of the better ones. Look, you left the bread. You left the bread. I gotta go pick it up. That's evidence. That's evidence. Well, and so is this video. Oh yeah, more, and they love to mock. Well, now it's 49. Congratulations. Your tweet's got 49. Well, hey. We'll take just one. Oh, it's always the one. No birds. None. Couple little peacocks. That little house up there, that was swallows that come up from South America, Mexico. They always, every year, they nest in all these little houses that are around here. So they're not, making nests all up along the houses and stuff. The mud swallows, barn swallows. That right there is I think that's a woodpecker. Yeah, that's one of them. Those red. They're red and a kind of. I think that's what that is. Now, I do hear. Isn't that odd? Now today it's amazing. I actually, for the first time in weeks, a month or more, I haven't really kept track. When you have them all just hopping around, and whether there's food in here or not, whether I have seeds in here or not to keep. Look what he's doing to the deck. And they're just all over. Now, I don't see hardly any of them. Today is the first I've actually even heard. And all the berries, and there's usually birds all over eating all those berries. Oh, blackberries just falling off. They're so ripe. The deer, they come through here once in a while. But no birds. No birds. Anyway, so yeah, that Twilight Zone, that was some fun. That was some fun stuff. And then finally, Forrest would end up coming down, and he'd get caught up in it too. And I'm like, well, shit, I got a bunch of games here. We don't even need to use any. And the only one that would ever come close to beating my score was the owner. And he'd come out, he'd hear greed. And he's like, yeah, I thought that was you out here. And I'd laugh, and because he'd hear crack, 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 crack. They'd just be, because the points are just in the games, and I didn't even know they had that many balls up in there that were power balls like that. Oh yeah, well, we had more than just one. There was like at least 5 to 7 of them. Matter of fact, I don't think there was one chrome ball in that on that feature that appeared. It was the most games I ever won on that one. It was cracking so bad. He's like, man, I'd never heard this thing make that sound before. I was like, it was neat. Like you could hear it thumping, just cracking so loud that I had something broke up in there. Oh, I got more. I'm absolutely certain more friends than you. I know. It's the last time I'm going to say it. It was the Brokeback Mountain thing. Absolutely more family, more love them, more than they love themselves. Absolutely certain of it. Almost certain. Way more than you guys got. Combined, probably. Homophobic? No, not even close. Nope. Not even at all. Oh yeah, used to shelter them, house them. She's like, look, man, can you... And it always seemed to be the same type of people, which was kind of, could really give somebody the wrong idea, which I really didn't give a shit. But, I'm lazy waking people up. He's shoveling that. Okay, I got to get this thing running. I love you guys so much. I miss you guys. Love you guys. Miss you guys. But we're always there in prayer and spirit. And let's see, what else was it? There was a couple other things I jogged down. Just, when they were trying to cast that spell on us. The Lord had led me to grab my, matter of fact, let me go. It's important. Details. But isn't the devil in the... Well, the devil is now in the piss bottle. We'll see. Because you'll know what's in a tea bag. Let's see, what one was it? Golden Peak. Golden Peak. See, this stuff is made with cane sugar, see? Now, I was led to, while that fellow and they were all wailing and doing their little, their little satanic little ritual, just getting slapped up in front of everybody. It was all the broad daylight right there. All the people, and right by the light. I started to piss in that, because that's what he has to do. It's kind of like a lion marking his... So, oh yeah, Stephen. Even you, Stephen. It's a heart matter. Stephen said, well, see, I gotta get the ones the Gatorade with the big bottle. Wink, wink. I started laughing, and my son, jumped right to your defense. Dad, they do make them with the little, because I didn't know that they made. Well, anyway, so of course we're pissing in the bottle as he's trying. He's holding this thing up. Walking around, staying about a good, probably this far from my truck. A good 20 feet. Around, and all the females are getting in there, and the one I'm pissing in there, and he said, okay, I want you to look right at the one female, because he's walking around my truck to go to the garbage can, stand right all around. I notice he's staying, which is really nice. It's a nice, that's a good thing, and very wise, right, for the foolish, very, very wise, which is good. It's a good thing. So I'm looking at her, and she's making sure, because all the females got all on this side of that big old SUV, brand new. I think it was a Mercedes. And all got in this except that one. And she'd come around like that and was looking at me. And I opened my window. I rolled down the window and I poured that piss all over the ground in a line like that, just right in a line. And she looked at me. Her eyes got about this big around. I didn't forget. I think I just was led to mention this today. Let's see, is similar stream as you. Oh, what a blessing. Well, let's bless. If it's similar as mine, if it's derived by the spirit of plum truth, let's bless that channel right now, Father, in your heavenly precious name as that kingdom returns. Bless that gentleman, female, whoever it is. Them and their interests and all their listeners be blessed, glorified, protected, healed, and understanding and wisdom become this day for them for eternity. Amen. Oh, we'll just sum it right up. You just flip that right around. You flip them right around. But that piss, and then he said, now the Lord, our heavenly Creator, said, now wave to her. And smile, everyone, smiles. We went from Twilight Zone to Fantasy Island. And that tattoo, oh my gosh, he wanted me to show you the tattoo, and I got cut by the chainsaw down in DeQueen. Sitting there doing her, I don't even want to share that with you. You already know I'm looking at it, you know, and he's like, that tattoo has been moved. I'm like, huh, it has. It's been, that scar. I've never seen a tattoo disrupted by a scar and then the piece moved completely out of it. Well, that's what it did right here. Completely moved. You see right here, this tattoo here, old one. I did when I was just 6 sheets to the wind, but it moved over. That scar pushed this piece over. I've never seen that happen. I mean, I guess when you disfigure your flesh. So I pour the piss out, and I wave at her and smile, and she looked at me, and she had to smile. She went like this, she just went like that and waved back like, we failed. Like, yes, you're colossal. Mega failures. And then pull right out, and they had the state patrol right there, and we're like, well, what? What now? Oh, nothing. Oh, God. And God is my judge and witness. I heard him saying, God, please, because I was thinking, I'm just going to turn around and follow him. I said, God, please don't. Please don't. So we just come on home here. Just come on. Right straight's a little straight little line. Just a little L. Here we are. So now that early archery season for me, now it was open. Doug's like, well, it is for, special tags, doe, and special units. GMU, game management units, have special little... I gotta get going. That's what you always say, Roy. But you love us so much. Yes, I do. That's all I do. That's all he do. We love you. That's all that fool do. We love you. All right. Gorgeous, Hannah. And I just couldn't, I couldn't help but saying, hey, I just call him like I see him. And so I say him. And that life is a lesson. I'd listen. And so I know that when, just like you, silly, sometimes you just need a little bit of encouragement. We all need to build each other up, not blow smoke up each other's ass. No life's going to become of blown smoke up there. No, proximity. Oh, God, he's going sideways now. God, I went back to DeQueen, didn't I? Yes, I did. So tattoo, where were we? Tattoo. Got everything loaded up. Got to get going. I got to go grab that paver. I'm going to try to run one from my truck. From my little pony. My little pony. Oh, so much to be said about that now, because I'm laying there in bed. sweating like a slave in Debo's pigeon coop. Homing pigeon. What was that? Pigeon? Pigeon, stool pigeon, homing pigeon. What? Mr. Bojangles dance? Pissed in iced tea bottle and poured on ground. Greed. Oh yeah. But there's that pigeon. Never had pigeon. So it's time to retire that in. I'm going to try to at least load it up. If not, I've got to try to run one from this little old laptop, which is not designed to. My son's like, once I started to understand all on top of the fiddling with our feed. On top of that, I got it. You know, I understand it's not designed for what I'm intending it for. You can have the best camera, you can have the best mic, which is good. You can have good quality stuff, but if you don't have a dang processor, the RAM to ham slam that Sammy Sam, well then you're not having a. You can say put me in, coach, but you're not. You know, there's no grand slams here. You're not gonna, you know. God, that little fat sucker. God, Ty Cobb. There's so many more. Just so many talented. Lou Garrett, all of them. Joe, Bojo, DiMaggio, Hank Aaron, Ty Cobb, boy. But then they got little fat boy up on a pedestal. Up on a big old pedestal. All right. He's going sideways on us. He went back to the queen. Still spinning. It's once in a while we just have it get off its horse. Give it a good kick. Give it a good whack. Make sure you give it a good little whack. This is a nice one right here. This combat. You know what I like about that combat folder is it locks right here on your thumb right here. This one here ain't gonna fold back on you. It's a good one. It's a nice one. It's a good one. Okay. All right, guys. Oh, it's much, much worse than what you first thought there, Mr. L. But today, you can see it. I know you're going to go through an array of enlightenment and a cacophony of emotions. But like a little bird, fly, fly away, Forrest, just fly away. All the birds are just flying around, just right by my head. Like they do every year, they come flying around. Eagles, we would have seen, 3, 4, 5 eagles by now. They live right there in that tree. Used to, I don't know, Maybe the trespasser tried to evict them. I don't know. Trying to get that stuff in us is fumigating us like roaches. They said, man, them water bugs. I said, no, those are roaches. They might be water bugs down over here to you all, but these are roaches. And these big roaches, too. These big roaches. These roaches are, like the little cat said, oh, it's gonna be some real funny shit going on. Oh, yeah. Blue 32. He said it ain't gonna be just some ordinary day. Of course, it hasn't been an ordinary day since that little groundhog was born. I'm looking over a 4-leaf. I had no idea. The clovers were like that. I had no clue. None. I had no clue. I thought, because I found 4-leaf clovers. I found 4-leaf clovers right there at Parkside. Right there before old Fred was laid to rest. Yep, used to find them all the time, actually. I also got myself in quite a bit of trouble back there in that field because it was, the further you went back, the marshier it got, the dirtier I got, the more mud I hauled in through the. I've told you guys this story, Mr. Rick. Bad news bears, that one there. Bad news bears, you never want to mess with it. With Papa Bear's cubs, you just don't want to do that. It's a bad recipe, especially when, things that were in order. When things are in order, boy, go be at the beast system to try to straighten your home out, right? Because home is where the heart is, right? And out of a person's mouth comes the abundance of the heart. Beautiful thing, really. All right, I've got to get going. I'm going to run this here, and then I'll try to run one from my deal, but we're just going to keep doing it. We're going to keep doing this until we all unite. Reunited, and it feels so good. My voice is starting to come back. So, we just had him go sit on a little tic-tac, a little tick-tock, And if the devil don't like it, it can go sit on a tack. Remember? Royal Rangers. It was awesome. The little Royal Rangers. Beautiful. It looks like it's going to be another glorious day weather-wise, but every day's a good day when you are dropping it like it's hot. As far as the east is to the west. When I'd seen that old 3 sharp, I was like, wow, this is amazing. He goes, oh, well, there's plenty more where that came from, son. There's plenty of more. Well, you're going to be chewing on this one here for a while, like the old cloven hoof. Chews on the cut. I couldn't help but passing that one up. I couldn't help it. Hey, I'm just a filthy little boy that it couldn't kill. I didn't have time to. I'm getting mines. I'm getting mines, dang it. I'm gonna live my life. Oh, just one special little chocolate for me, though. Big old box of chocolates. Yeah, some, got more nuts in them than others. So you gotta be real cautious. It's all mixed nuts. It's all mixed nuts. She said to leave it to me. Oh, real fancy. Kirkland. Actually, it was Rose Hill, Houghton, and then Teresa. It's Teresa, Keenan, Corinna, and Brianna. I was working at Wood Tape, making veneer. She was a mortgage insurance underwriter on Caroline Point, making a grip of money. And I just wasn't ready for a relationship like this. However, you raise a child up in the way they should go, and he'll certainly... Oh, it's so hard on the reputation, but so gloriously cleansing for the soul. Well, I guess I'll get rid of that one. Okay, I gotta go, but I don't want to. So I won't. I'll just run this here, and I gotta run to the other shed, to the girls' shed. Had her put in that AC. Hopefully it worked. Here, I'll have to ask her. That was my last can. If I would have known that stuff was going to be out, look, can you imagine? Dang it. Would you look at that, Margaret? He's selling cans of AC at the flea market. Boy, we'd have made a grip of money. You can't get them no more. I bought a whole bunch of them down in Queen. That's where that one came from. Speaking of which, there's a little cool breeze just blowing right on in. Saved just enough. Mine, all I had to do was top mine off. Once I gave it just a little kiss of that Freon, man, the thing's been blown. This thing blows. I blow it just to blow the thing, just to let her run. I know that's I don't. I know I gotta get that fixed. Every time I see that, it just doesn't get any easier on my eyes. They just come out of nowhere. Speeding, of course. You know, high on cocaine. Yes, you Joe, you better watch your speed. What is it? It's they hide it up until you ride. Oh, Colorado. You know, I would have went to those that gun-toting restaurant owners just to see them all packing guns. Ah, that'd have been great. I'd been, this is right. This is right as rain right here. I feel safe right here. Waiter, there's a fly in my soup. Want to see that again, boy? Roy, you got to stop doing that. You got to stop doing that, Roy. Oh, but it's so much fun. A gun-toting female. Can you? Responsible gun-toting female. Oh, Hannah, when I seen that, I was like, who is this? My goodness. Boy, bless her parents. Bless them both. Well, you rise a child up in the way they should bloom, and this smells like the lilies of the field. Oh, doctor, my eyes. Well, it feels good. Did we just go? Are we being a motley crew again? Dang it. Well, I love you guys. I will see you soon. We're going to run this now that I'm out of the woods and not working a little, just running and running and gunning and running. And I'm really surprised that TV ain't been on. And well, I did watch some Pawn Stars Antique Roadshow yesterday. Because there's only so much to choose from on here. So. But no news. Gary Ganoozed it right on out. No news is good news. We're bringing it, dropping it like it's hot. Oh, we love you guys so much. Love you guys. Be with us. Woo. Boy. Yeah, you're right, boy. Yeah, you're right. That's it. Freedom in your life-giving blood. Freedom from death, my eyes start to flood. Now hope in your name, 'cause it's the substance of things hoped for, right? Sharing your word news. Freedom. See, the truth shall make you free. Freedom in your life-giving blood. Freedom, my eyes start to flood. That flood. As in the days of Noah. Alright, I love you guys. I got to get going. I got work to do. Oh man, I'm in trouble. He's probably watching going, yeah, you're right. You do have work, Mr. Steen. My grandson, Mr. Steen. Mr. Steen. He's so cute. And of course, my little lily of the field. I'm fixing to go over. She's probably going to be at the windows. They're not at daycare. Oh, he's starting school. Oh, he's starting regular school. And his handsome little haircut. What a beautiful little boy. Now that right there, boy, that just... What a blessing. Our children. Our children. All right, well, thank you guys for your prayers. I'll be running this. Running. And then once we got to get it, because got to give him a break. Got to give him a little break. Oh, we seen all kind of, almost could have, woulda, shoulda. Yeah, right. Sure, you're right. We're coming out of the woods. But, no, just the deer. The elk aren't quite there yet. And then you got to give them a break. You don't want to. Because they know, boy. They know. They get the memo. They get the memo. They got that sixth sense. They know. They're going to have some arrows. Little Lola, Peter Pan. That's what it was. When you were talking, Casey, about Pan. pan and the jab and all that. Oh, it all makes perfectly. That's why I share stuff, because, like I said, just even some of the stuff I didn't understand, when I'm led to do something, I just do it. And then sometimes, a day, a week, a month, a year, decades, I get the, because there's so much other stuff, it's there's other things that have to be. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute. In my own psyche, my own, you know, conformity to this world. I'm like, hey, that's not in order. And he goes, really? Or he's like, really? It's not in order? Oh, silly rabbit. That thing hasn't been over in a while. Hasn't been over in a while. This really doesn't help that much, but I don't have a bunch of flies in here. I got one little customer. I know it. I got to go. I know it. I got to go. Got one little customer. One. Look, every time that thing, it's already bothering me. I don't see it there in my shirt. Yeah, my little old. Oh yeah, when some weird shit starts happening to you, you know you on the right track. That's when you glorify our Heavenly Father. Well, thank you, Father. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And then you got them blue suede shoes, and you just start stomping. Donkey stomping. He used a donkey, a burning bush, and a rock. Oh, I've seen him use those that love to abuse. Oh, they love to abuse. That song came flying. But I've got it. I have to get going. I love you guys. I got to make myself get. I got to have a little self-discipline. I got to have some discipline. I got to tear myself away. Now, this is a little terabyte. This love bites. Now, this right here, this is a pyromania. This is a fire that's going to talk about biting. Because when time passes and I can't see your ass, well, oh, we love you people so much. Oh, too much, too cheaper for you, Roy. No, this, just what the doctor ordered. Oh, doctor, my eyes. What a beautiful thing. Right out of a person's mouth. Sharp. Right here. It's a two-edged sword. It's alive and living. It's sharp. Flesh, bone, marrow. There's no dry bones. It's marrow's up here. Flesh. It cuts. Vine branches. It just cuts. Abiding. We abide. We abide, and it's biding its time. Oh, it's all. We own everything, every single thing, and it is. Oh, it's tripping. Oh, it's that's a tripping. Slipping and falling. Okay, and heaven help it when it falls, because we're smooth operating here. Okay, I love you guys. I will see you soon, very, very soon. Whoops. You been walking long? Don't you start this with me. Don't you do